Greetings, this is Daniela Orihuela reporting for OSPN Ocelot News.
Good afternoon. Today, on this lovely day, we have 5 segments for you. Starting off with an interview on a couple of alumni coming home, a tour through Mr. Harper's man cave, the Chess and Go Club, a Lady Ocelot volleyball match, and last but not least, teachers talking about the Catholic faith.
Hello, I'm Teresa Vielma, a junior at the Oratory Athenaeum. Today, I'll be interviewing 2 teachers at the Oratory that were, like us, once students here.
All right, I hope you put the whole "I wasn't expecting this interview right now" thing.
Of course.
I started in pre-K 3, and I think I wasn't actually 3. I think I was 2 and 10 months old, and I was about to turn 3. So I graduated from Oratory.
I came into the Oratory when I was 4 years old, so we're looking at 1994. I started in pre-K 4, graduated here my senior year, 2007. I think with the Oratory schools, as a student and now as a teacher, it's always felt like a family.
Very special, and it makes me feel happy to be at home.
I feel the presence of God within everyone in the school, and that's something that I always remember as a student as well.
Growing in the Catholic faith with our education is something that I feel was very beneficial to my life.
I think a lot of people don't think that you adjust going from a private school and going into college and going to meet a lot of people, but I think because of my Catholic faith and everything that I learned, my values here in the Oratory schools, I was able to handle them a lot better.
You don't really notice how your spirituality is growing. I've become a young adult. I see things that before I thought, oh, the teacher's just exaggerating, and now I think, wow, that really helped me develop my discipline.
And I think it helps that we have that Catholic basis in our education to allow them to understand love for each other and for God is going to help them through the day. So I do see it differently now because I am on the other side.
I feel a lot more compassion for the teachers because it's hard being the bad guy. Ms. Dominguez is always overreacting because I don't say thank you when someone opens the door, but I do feel a lot more compassion because they really help mold you into a different person.
Definitely, yes, a lot more compassion for the teachers. I see the work and the passion that is put into every single day with each student.
Yes, I had Miss Ponce. I only know that I don't know anything, like whenever she would ask us a question, just trying to be funny. Yeah. But I feel like throughout college, it really helped me understand several things in my child development classes. Yes, we do know certain things, but there will always be things we don't know. And
sometimes I feel like maybe in the primary grades, since I teach pre-K, they might not remember this or what they're doing today. They might not remember next year. But I think hopefully we establish a solid foundation in them, help them know that they have loving God. I want my students to leave home as happy as they get here in the morning.
So the alumni to spread the word of how this place really influenced them, and I feel that's something we don't do enough.
But I can speak for everyone that I know here and that I've known as a student that there is a lot of love and passion put into everyday's work. I mean, I still see some of the teachers that were here with me when I was in my primary grades.
Oh my goodness, Miss Uvayer, Miss Aguirre, my favorite teacher because they're so nice and because they help me.
I remember you're always coming into school and you're feeling happy to come to school, and you know that they're always going to be with you.
I was in the women's soccer team. I think they either started it when I was in 11th grade or my last year, and that was some of my favorite times, just being with the soccer team, traveling, and that sisterhood.
This is Teresa Vielma, reporting for OSPN Ocelot News at the Oratory Academy. I'll see you soon. Now back to you, Daniela.
Coming up next, we have a video to promote the Chess and Go Club. Back to you, Mr. Harper and Mr. Medina.
I'm Mr. Harper, and I'm reporting for OSPN Ocelot News from Oratory Academy. I'm just outside of room 104 where you can go to play chess and Go in the morning. I sat with Mr. Medina to find out what students learn from playing chess and Go.
Chess and Go both require you to think creatively, to try to anticipate your opponent, to look several steps ahead. Chess and Go are very good for logic, for understanding patterns, for understanding how things are connected to each other and how you can employ that to overcome your opponent.
It was wonderful to hear Mr. Medina talk about this enlightening experience for the students. I sat with Mr. Aaron Medina and Emiliano Garcia to demonstrate how to play Go. Harper, and I'm reporting for OSPN Ocelot News.
Here we have a special look at Mr. Harper's man cave. Prepare yourself to see what a true Packer looks like. Go Pack Go!
I'm Mr. Harper, and I'm reporting live for OSPN Ocelot News from Mr. Harper's man cave. This last summer, I got to finally fulfill my dream and travel to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and visit Lambeau Field for the first time. In my first visit to Lambeau Field, it was a fun experience to go on the legendary tour, to walk down some of the halls, to see historical photos, to take a photo of one of the most important phones in the facility, and to visit the visiting team's facility where Brett Favre once sat. Did you know the Super Bowl trophy was named after Vince Lombardi? It's called the Lombardi Trophy. He was a Catholic and inspired many with his famous quotes. I actually got to sit at his desk and learn more about the Green Bay Packers while on the Hall of Fame tour. I even got to see how the team started with a man by the name of Curly Lambeau in 1919. It was coaches like Vince Lombardi and Mike Holmgren that brought this team to the Super Bowl. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers have all made amazing plays that make them one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks in history. There are also defensive players like Reggie White, Ha-Ha Clinton Dix, and Clay Matthews that stop players in their tracks. Green Bay is celebrating their 100th anniversary this season. I'm really glad I got to experience this historical field with my wife, and I would love to go back and see a live game. But this time, I would like to see it in Lambeau Field with all the amazing fans. To visit Lambeau Field, it was truly a dream that came true. Thank you for visiting my man cave, reporting live for OSPN Ocelot News. This is Mr. Harper. Back to you, Daniela. Go Pack Go.
Okay, now we have our very own Lady Ocelots junior volleyball team playing against St. Joseph's. Go Lady Ocelots!
This is Mr. Harper reporting for OSPN Ocelot News. I'm here to cover the game tonight for the Oratory Ocelots and St. Joseph from Edinburgh.
communicate, and this is the beginning of any teamwork.
I had a lot of fun.
Reporting live for OSPN Ocelot News, this is Mr. Harper. Go Lady Ocelots!
Lovely gang, Lady Ocelots. Following the volleyball match, we have for you a segment on teachers explaining how their faith and their ways of teaching are linked.
Today we're going to interview two teachers that are going to talk about their Catholic faith.
I will be honest, and I will speak for myself, that there was a time where you forget about the importance of going to Mass every week, because I think everybody does go through that stage.
As human beings, we're very selfish, and sometimes when we go to church, you're like, pray for my family or for this difficult situation, and it really helps me to humble myself a little bit, and even though I do pray for myself, pray for other people's circumstances, especially my students, because I know they have a long journey ahead of them.
And I think a lot of people maybe feel they don't want to go because they make other plans. They have other things to do, and they think it's not as cool as doing other things.
Throughout life, there are times where you lose faith. There definitely are times. And coming back to oratory and going weekly, not only on Sundays, but going during the school week, it helps me kind of have my one-on-one moment with Christ, even though I'm at work.
And you go to college and you have so many experiences that might change the way you look at things. But coming back to that faith and knowing where you stand is, I think, very important for you.
God never fails. He's always there, and I think dedicating a couple hours to him a week is not that big of a sacrifice, because he's there for your whole life. If you live to be 99 or to be 79 or 59, he's there from day one.
I've always trusted and believed in the oratory schools and the school system. The only thing that's changed now is that I now see behind the doors is all the work that goes in to keeping every student happy, keeping families happy, the parents happy, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that these are families that believe that their students are receiving the love from God, are understanding the love of God, and that we're growing, and that we need to spread that word and that feeling to other people. There's definitely a lot more respect for what the oratory schools do every day.
Thank you for your attention. Now we're going back to you, Daniela.
That was a very inspirational interview from the oratory alumni. That's all we have for you today. From the OSPN Ocelot News, thank you for watching. Have a good day.
This is Daniela Orihuela reporting for OSPN Ocelot News.